Doctori, tutto a post. Welcome back to a new video regarding Sane C libraries. And today is just an update video on what has been done, what has been going on May in the project. So Sane C library is a set of C++ platform abstraction libraries for macOS, Windows, and Linux that focuses on fast compile times, being bloat-free, simple and readable and easy to integrate, and there is no use of the C++ standard library or exceptions, or in general, very complicated C++ constructs are just not existing here. There are no third-party dependencies for now, and go and check it out on GitHub if you are interested. There is a section with many, informations on getting in touch on Discord, Twitter, and so on. So let's go and try to see what have we been doing in May. I'm doing a release every month, which you can see here in the releases, just tagging the end of every month so that I can really group together the work that has been done in the month. So take a look here, and this is the blog post. Let's go and see the first item in the list. First one is the Async library that has been receiving some fixes and a useful refactoring. And the useful refactoring is about this run once method, which is the main building block that steps forward the asynchronous event loop that has been split into three methods, which are the request submission, the polling for new events, and the completion callbacks dispatch, which we can see. Let's open async.ah. So there's this run once method, which of course is doing one more step forward, ensuring forward progress, which means either a timer should be happening or unblocking, or some IO needs to happen. But now you have these three methods, which are the main building block of the run once. Submit requests, which is here. So you can submit all of the requests and they will be saved into this async kernel events object. Then you can call blocking poll to poll for new events regarding the requests that have been submitted. And once the blocking poll returns, which may happen after some time because it's a blocking call, it's called blocking for a reason, you can dispatch completions, which are the callbacks associated with each request. Why now do we need to have three methods instead of one? Well, if you just want to be using the event loop in an application as the main event loop, you can just use run once or run. But instead, if you're integrating this event loop into another application that has its own event loop, like a GUI application or an application that has another event loop going on, like Boost ASIO or LibView or whatever other asynchronous IO or event loop you are using, then yes, having these three methods is making your life easier, because you can send the requests from the main thread. You can do the blocking poll in a background thread and dispatch the completions always in the main thread. So the threading issues becomes more easily solvable. So that's the first thing for the month. Let's see the second. SC Build. SC Build is the library that handles the generation of build projects for Sane C libraries. I don't think we can define it for now general purpose build system. It's still a handmade toy build system generator, but it's growing in features, and let's see what happens as we go. This month I've been adding support for Visual Studio 2019 projects. This was needed by the Windows 10 GitHub runner that I've been adding. We will see later to avoid regressions on Windows 10. There is support for Objective-C and Objective C++ files, and also support for generating multiple projects. You still cannot define dependencies between the projects, but it's one thing at a time. We'll get there, I guess. Now you can also add libraries to link. This has been implemented on the Makefile backend. I guess I will need to do it for the other backends. You can create non-console applications on Windows, because Windows has this subsystem thing where you can decide if an application needs to be a console application, if it needs to be a Windows application. And there is a more consistent way of handling all of the paths relative to the project root mainly. That's how I like to do it. All of these concur to greatly simplify the SC build file, which you can see here, for example. This is the file that gets compiled when you are requesting to generate projects for Sane C++ libraries, and it's again a C++ file, so it's getting compiled, it's generating and configuring all the files that needs to go in the project, and projects are being generated. And you see it's a lot simpler if you diff this with the initial sc-build file. This is nicer. You create a workspace, you put projects on it, and you put all of them. Every project, you can set its root directory. You can add some presets configurations, which are debug, release, and so on, that are setting many variables for you, even if you can just set them yourself. If you need some special one, you can add defines, you can add includes, and just enumerate files in directories, and so on, adding libraries, adding frameworks, depending on which platform you are in. So this is getting in shape, it's getting nicer as we go. Next, GitHub CI. This is really something that I care a lot. I really think that a proper CI for a project like this is important, because you want to avoid regressions. And we actually had the regression on Windows 10. Actually, I think it was not tested at all. So on Windows 10, you can, now it's being tested on the GitHub CI, and that's why I was needing to support Visual Studio 2019, because on GitHub images for 2019, actually it's like Windows Server, whatever version that corresponds to a Windows 10-like kernel. You can now basically use the matrix feature. Let's have a look at that, because I think it's interesting. So now these are like the three workflows. Previously there was another one for macOS. Now I've been just grouping macOS and Linux on a single one. So this is the Windows runner. You see it's creating this matrix strategy. So every OS here, which is Windows 19 and 2022, which are Windows 10 and 11, basically kernels, with the given generators are being mixed in debug and release. So this generates like four build projects that are, four build, what they call like jobs. Yes, build jobs that are being tested. So where we are configuring, generating projects, compiling them and testing them. And the same for POSIX. On POSIX, there is just like a single step that is different between macOS and Windows, which is installing this libu ring when we are on Ubuntu. But yeah, we are testing macOS and Ubuntu in debug and release. So this is nicer, because we were previously not testing things in release. So I guess this improves the reliability of the whole pipeline. Some improvements have been done also to the sockets library. Not a lot, just a little bit of cleanup, because some requests on the issues, it was asking for some usage of UDP. Very basic usage. A contributor actually was asking to implement this thing, which is a basic connected UDP socket, but this was already supported. So, and my bad for wasting this contributor time, because due to the lack of documentation and maybe just lacking a single method, it was not so clear that UDP connected socket were already supported. So I have been taking care of that, and now there is even a small sample. It's not a lot, but it's a start on UDP. So the issue now is, supporting more advanced UDP features. So if anybody is interested, or this person who has been commenting here is interested, just go ahead and let's discuss here what other features the UDP socket should have. But for now, there is a start. And now, yes, let's give it a little bit of space to the first contribution of the project. So there is a pull request by this user whose nickname is Silent Tech. Actually, very cool icon. And he's been doing some updates on the Visual Studio Pathfinder, which is not a pathfinder in the sense of video games, but it's literally finding the path for Visual Studio as used by the plugin library and also in the tools. He also has been updating the 7-zip package. That's actually unfortunate because for the 7-zip package on Windows, we rely on a URL that gets changed every once in a while. So we cannot reliably check the MD5 because sometimes they just change it and there is no way for us to check it. But anyway, this is cool. I was just doing one round of asking for changes, not so much on the code that was already very good, but mainly to really, let's say, try to follow all of the rules that I have arbitrarily choosing for the project that are described into the contributing guide. So for anybody that wants to contribute, there is the contributing guide, of course, here. Where is it? Where you can start reading everything, and then you can see the principles and the coding style. That is also important. That talks about casing formatting and things like that. Even if you can just use C-length format using a configuration that is already specified in the project that can be invoked by the project itself. So please take a look at these documents if you're interested. And if you get it wrong, no problem. I will just tell you how to do that in the pull request or in the issue. So thanks for this contribution. Where is the contribution? I cannot find it anymore. I'm lost. I'm lost. It's a Linkin Park song. Silent Tech, thanks again. And I guess we're done for today because there is a list of additional fixes which you can go and read them yourself if you're interested. So I hope you enjoyed this very short video. I like to just do also video form, even if there is already a blog post and a GitHub release. So please check out the project and stay tuned for the next updates that will appear on this channel because I have some cool things in mind on what to do next. So see you next time and have fun with Sane C++ libraries. Bye.